computer, and we are good.
Okay, hi everybody. Can you guys wave hi to me if you can hear me? Okay, good. I just want to make sure you all can hear me. Hi guys. So right now you're all muted. So if you want to ever say something, you raise your hand. Everyone practice. Raise your hand. Let's see it. Okay, and if you want, then I'll unmute you and I'll say, hey, what do you want? I guess right now I won't because that was just practice. My name is Mr. Ben. You can just call me Ben. And I just want to tell you guys all about some friends I have. So I happen to teach at a magical school called Wonderland Elementary School. Oh, we got one more. I think coming in. I teach at a place called Wonderland Elementary School, and I teach a lot of really cool characters that you've probably heard of. Raise your hand if you've heard of the characters that I say, okay? So I'll say them. Let's see. You can't raise it yet. Oh, man. She's on top of it, though. That's good. Okay, who's heard of Aladdin? Okay, who's heard of Alice in Wonderland? Ooh, who's heard of, let's see, what are the other ones? Oh, Ariel. Yeah. So these are some of my students. They come to me when they're after their adventures, and they take science from me, and I teach them science. And I love to tell them and teach them about different things. But a lot of times they have really weird questions that I don't really get. So, and I try to help them answer their questions with science. Okay, and so I think, and before we get started today, if you guys have, I think I already told most of you this, but if you guys can get a glass of water, ideally clear, for our experiments later, and then also some random stuff. I like to use fruit, but you can also use an egg. An egg is a great choice if you bring an egg. And I've got some random stuff. Bring stuff that's creative, and that would be awesome. And we'll do that for experiment because I want to talk to you about one of my friends. She was an exchange student. She was half fish. At least that's what she told me she was in the past. Her name. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Let's see. Oh, I think one of the Murphys know. Let's see. Where's your hand there? Let's see. Let's do Hannah. Hannah, who am I talking about? Oh,
Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel. Where's Ariel from? Well, I'm assuming you said the right thing, but you muted yourself right before you said it. I think we're all playing with the mute button here. But where's Ariel from?
The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, the Little Mermaid. Where does she live? She used to live, I guess, somewhere kind of far away.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Under the sea. Yeah, and she lived under the sea, and she loved to do stuff. She loved collecting things. What kind of things did she collect? Raise your hand if you have an idea of some of the stuff that she liked to collect. What do you think, Eva? Oh, I messed you up. Say that again.
Gadgets and gizmos.
Gadgets and gizmos. Bet you guys know this so much better than me. Gadgets and gizmos. Like where from though? Where were those gadgets and gizmos from?
Human world. Oh, my daddy.
Yeah, from our world. So she had things like a comb, and she had what other kind of things? She had probably some like weird coins, and she didn't know what all these things did. Now the question, she came to me, so she told me all about her adventures under the sea. But when I met her, she already had legs, and she seemed just like a pretty normal person to me by that point. But she told me about her time when she used to collect and hoard all these different things from our world. But then she told me she had a problem with doing that. She liked to hoard all these things, but some things when she was underwater, like she'd grab her pen and she'd swim down and she'd hold it in the water and then she'd let go, and where would the pen go? It'd go right up. But then some things she'd have like a hammer and she'd hold it and she'd let it go and it'd go boom and it'd go down. And so she was wondering, why is it that some things that I let go of underwater would go up and some things would go down? And so she came to me, her science teacher, and asked me that question. Why is it that some things when they're underwater go up and some things go down? So let's think about it. Can you guys think with me? Well, we already got some answers over there, some ideas. Raise your hand if you think you know why some things go up and some things go down. Let's see. There's a lot of those Murphys over there. I'm gonna unmute you. Maybe. Yeah. Oh yes, you guys are on top of this. What was that word? What was that word there? Is that you?
Buoyancy.
Buoyancy. Wait, what does buoyancy mean?
It's the different density of the object compared to the water.
You guys are so on top of it. You guys, I mean, I think I might just switch. If you guys want to present the rest, that'd be great. Because you guys are stealing all my lines. This is great. So they're just right. Oh, look, there's a wonderful picture. Thank you. I think that's Evelyn, Mariah?
That's Mariah.
Mariah, got it.
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, that is great. So those guys are just right. So what they said is it has to do with something called buoyancy and density. Density is the one I want to talk about today. But basically, another way to say it is whether or not things will sink or whether or not they'll float. Okay, so this is an experiment I wanted to do with you guys. So if you guys have a glass of water, because I'm the presenter, have a very big glass of water. You guys want to see my big glass? Okay, I've got a very big glass of water, and we're gonna do some experiments as to what things sink and what things float, and we'll talk about why they do that. Okay, so what I want you guys to do, if you guys have a glass of water with you, I want you to try to come and show me things that you want to experiment with. So I'll get us started. I'm gonna start with a carrot. A carrot. Okay, so now first, before we do our experiment, we need to make a hypothesis. Raise your hand if you can tell me what a hypothesis is. A hypothesis. Do you guys know what a hypothesis is? I think one of the rid paths does. Oh, and I think Danielle over there. Let's see. Is it Danielle? Danielle? McGuire? I'm going to try to unmute you. Oh, what is a hypothesis, you guys?
It's Stephen. What is it? Stephen. It's Stephen. What's a hypothesis? Is it like a guess?
A guess.
That's exactly right. It's a guess. It's a fancy kind of guess. It's a science guess. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so we're gonna all make a hypothesis. My screen's going crazy because I got some water on it. Oops. Ooh. Didn't want to start a poll, but I did. We're gonna make a hypothesis as to whether or not my carrot will sink or float. So we can all do it at the same time. We're doing thumbs up for float, thumbs down for sink. Okay, what do you guys think? Let's see your hypotheses. What are you thinking? Oh, it looks like the Murphys have some hypotheses. Let's see on the rid path side. Can you guys make your hypothesis? June, what do you think? Sink or float? June thinks sink. Okay, we got some sinkers over there. I think Eva, what did you think? What did you sink? You think it'll float? Okay, let's try it. Okay, let's do a 3, 2, 1 and try it. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, where'd it go? It's down here. It sunk. So those thumbs downers, they were right. Cheer, yay! You guys are great. Okay, does anybody have an object with them that they want to do next? Oh, I like that one, a packaged string cheese. Let's do that first. Okay, what is your hypothesis? Murphys, let's see. I'm gonna, you guys unmute yourselves, or I'll unmute you, either way. Let's see. I unmuted you. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Hypothesis time.
That's my
It's gonna sink.
It's probably gonna sink. Just.
Oh, you guys have a carrot too. You guys did it at the same time. Okay, let's see everyone else's hypothesis. I'm gonna go with float. I don't know. What do you guys think, June? June, what do you think? A string cheese, sink or float? Float. Okay, we got some floaters. What do you think, Steven? Sink or float? What do you guys think over there? Sink or float? I got some sinkers. Oh, we got some maybe in the middle. Oh, we got some sinkers and some floaters. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Drop the cheese. I don't know if we can even tell. It's kind of sitting there. I think it's sinking though.
Yeah, let's break it in half.
Yeah, break it in half. Woohoo! I think.
It sank.
Oh, it sinks. I was wrong. I think I guessed float. My hypothesis was way off.
That's okay.
Okay. What else? Let's see. Well, I saw one other person have an object. I think one of the rid paths have something. What do you guys want to test? Ooh, is that a Lego?
There we go.
For some reason, my unmute button isn't working for you guys. There you go. Now you're unmuted. What is that, June?
A Lego.
Okay, let's try it. What do you guys think? Sink or float?
Sink.
Try it out. And show us. We got some sinkers. We got some floaters. Okay, let's see it. They're gonna try it. Maybe where's the glass? There it is. Throw it in. Throw it in.
Oh, there you go. Ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Savannah, you're moving it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just
like a roller coaster.
All right, there you go.
Oh, what did it do, guys?
I'm
It floated. Okay, so now that we've all tried some objects, we'll try some more in a second, but I want to talk about why. And I think the Murphys already gave us a clue. It has a word, it's a word that starts with D. Does anyone remember what the word is of why things sink or float? I think those Murphys know. Let's unmute those guys. These guys know stuff.
I'm a Murphy.
Density.
Density. Can you guys all say density?
Density.
Okay, we're going to practice being dense. I do that all the time. Density is how basically squished up the molecule atoms in a thing are. So let's become a dense thing. We're going to be very dense. We're going to squish up as squished as we can be. Super squished. Now we are super dense and we'd probably sink. So if we were dense, we'd sink. Okay, now let's become less dense. Less dense. Oh, I'm going to float away. So when things that are less dense than water float, things that are more dense than water sink. So let's try some more things. I want to show you guys that with one thing I have here. What's this? Anyone know what this is?
Tinfoil.
Tinfoil. Okay, I'm gonna take some tinfoil. I'll crumple it into a ball.
Fling it up.
Okay, what do you guys think? Sink or float? Give me the sink or float. We got some floaters. Oh, we got lots of floaters. Oh, and a sinker. I like that, Eva. Okay, this one, let's try it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah.
Yay!
It's wait a second. This is made out of metal. Metal's very dense. But what's in between all those little crevices?
Track.
Lots of air and holes and stuff, right? Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it sink. I'll show you how. And the answer is with a big hammer. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, so now I have just taken my tinfoil, which used to have lots of holes and stuff and air, and I made it very dense. I squished it all up. Now let's see what happens. What do you guys think is going to happen?
Sink.
You think it's going to sink now? You guys know too much. Let's try it. Whoop. Oh, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Let's try it one more time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoop. It goes straight to the bottom.
It's flat.
So even though it was the same thing, it weighed the same between the two times. It weighed the exact same, but one time it was all squished up and the other time was all spread out. So one time was all dense, one time was all not dense. So that's why it sunk. Okay, does anyone have any other objects they want to show and do a test with? Oh, I think Eva does. Let's get Eva to do one. I'm going to unmute you and I'm going to mute you Ridpass, you guys. Okay, Eva, what do you got there?
It's a little rock with a ton of little air holes in it.
Ooh, okay, say that one more time. A rock?
With air holes.
With air holes. Wait, what do you guys think? Rocks tend to sink, don't they? But this one's got air holes, so let's give it a shot. What do you guys think? Sink or float?
Can you see?
Oh, we can't really see it.
Oh no, we'll get a clear glass.
That's okay. What did it do? You can tell us.
It floated.
It floated? Rocks are floating now? That's crazy. Eva, oh, wait.
Oh. I don't know.
Why do you guys think the rocks floated instead of sunk? I think it has something to do with what they told us.
So, can you see all those little air holes in there?
Oh. Yeah.
So this is pumice.
And it's got lots of holes, so all those holes, there's lots of air inside, so it's less dense than it was before. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. The Murphys have an orange. Can that fit in your cup? Okay, let's try the orange real quick. Let's try it. We're gonna do some rapid fire stuff. We're gonna do the Murphys, do their orange. Ridpass, you got a tomato. Let's do the orange first. Let's see what happens. Boom. It floated. Awesome. Okay, let's do the Ridpass. Ridpass have got a cherry tomato, and then we'll go to the McGuires over here. Yeah. What do we got there? You guys. Hi guys. Are you guys ready?
Okay. Yeah. Just figuring out how to unmute.
Okay. And then after that, we'll go to you guys. That's Steven and his friends. Okay, they're gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's do what are we doing? A cherry tomato. Flop it. Flop it. Make it happen. Oh, it barely sunk. Actually, we're gonna hold on to that one for a second, okay? Okay, so hold on to the cherry tomato for me, and then let's go to Daniel McGuire or Steven. Let's see. I can unmute you guys. Sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. What do you guys have?
I'm telling you have a pencil sharpener.
A pencil sharpener.
A pencil sharpener. What do you guys think? Sink or float? We got some.
Let's try it.
Let's try it. See what happens. Tell us what happens.
Oh,
What happened?
Like the Titanic, what did it do? Sunk.
So that means it must be more dense
Oh.
than water. Huh. Okay, I think
Yeah.
everyone's had a chance to try things. You guys are free to try more things while I'm talking, or after I'm talking would be even better. You guys can try different experiments, but I want to do one more experiment with sinking and floating. I'm going to use my little glass this time, and I'm going to do an egg. If you have an egg, go grab one real quick. But you don't need it if you don't want it. The cherry tomato works just fine too. So I'm going to put the egg in. What do you guys think? Let's get a vote real quick. Sink, float. Sink, float, sink, float, sink, float, sink, float. A lot of floaters, a lot of sinkers. Okay, I'm going to do it. Ah, looks like it sunk. But now, okay, so it was a sinker. But we can do something. We can change. So I said the density of the egg matters, but also, do you know what matters? The density of the water. So which one is more dense will determine whether it sinks or float. Now you can do this with your cherry tomato red paths. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take salt and I'm gonna add it to the water, which is gonna change the density of my water. So instead of changing the density of the object like I did with my tinfoil, now I'm gonna change the density of the water. So I'm gonna start pouring some salt in. Fairly liberally. Lots of salt. Okay, I'm gonna stir this up. Those are really hard to get open, aren't they, Eva? I have trouble with that. Let me see. Can you guys see it? You can't really see it because it's all salty right now. But it's still sinking. We're going to have to add more salt. This only works with objects that are close to sinking and floating, like the cherry tomato this should work for. Here, I need to get my egg out of there. Okay, so I've got some really yummy water. Should I drink this? Don't drink that. That's gross. Oh, okay, and you can barely see it, but can you see my egg now? My egg is now floating. I didn't change my egg at all. The egg is the same density as it was before, but the density of the water is now more dense, and that's gonna push my egg up. So this is probably more like what Ariel was used to. Ariel was used to salt water because the sea is very, very salty. So she probably had a lot of trouble holding on to things that were floating. She'd be like, no, come back here, my gizmos, my whatchamacallits. Probably a hard life for her. I'm glad she's on the land now with her 2 legs. But okay, so that was that. So while you guys feel free after the show to try out more experiments. I want you guys to do experiments. Before you do them each time, come up with a hypothesis. Say, I think this one will sink because it looks dense, and try it out. Sometimes you'll be wrong, sometimes you'll be right. But it's important to make hypotheses and do experiments. Okay. So yeah, feel free. Well, it looks like we're doing some more things over there. This is good. This is good stuff. Did anyone else get the salt to work? It looks like Eva and them were doing it. Did you get the red path say they got it to work? Awesome. Oh no, your egg's still floating. I'm telling you, you need a lot of salt. This is not a casual salt thing. This is a lot of salt. Just tons of salt. Mine you can barely see through anymore. So very salty it is. Okay, so we'll let you guys do that for a little bit.
The tiny human on my end loves your project. So.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you guys are doing it on your end too. And like I said, this is a fun thing to do at home, to do an experiment with lots of things. I like to do mandarin oranges are fun because sometimes they change if you take off the peel. What other things? I like the pumice rock. That was awesome because that floated even though it was a rock, which is crazy to me. Tinfoil is fun if you can smack it with a hammer. Look at that apple. The apple is floating. I like that one. That's a good one, guys. It's floating. It must be less dense than the water. Okay, so that was Ariel. She had that wonderful question, and I love answering questions. But I had another student named Aladdin, and he told me all about his story too. He told me that he had a magic lamp with a genie inside and lots of other crazy things. But one of the ones that really was crazy to me is he said he flew. How did Aladdin fly? Raise your hand if you knew how Aladdin flew. Let's see here. What do you think? Let's see, Griffin. What do you think?
I think he flew on a magic carpet.
A magic? That's what he told me too, and I didn't believe him. A magic carpet? How does that even work? I mean, does it have wings? And does it have like an engine that propels it forward? As a scientist, this really baffled me. And it baffled him too. He came to me and said, how is it that things fly? Now, I'm not too sure about carpets, but we'll get to the carpets in a second. But I taught Aladdin all about different things that fly. And we're going to talk a little bit about how things fly and a certain cool dude named Bernoulli who came up with a way to make things fly. Let's see, it looks like the Murphys. Did you guys have a question over there? Is that Caleb? I think Caleb's got a question. No, they don't have a question. We got yes.
We don't have a question, but we have an answer.
Oh, okay. Hit me up. Let's see, what is it? What's your answer?
Lift, thrust, and drag.
Whoa, man, you guys, get out of here. Get out of here. That is great. I'm going to talk about a little bit of that in particular, not specifically those, but raise your hand, Murphys, and everybody, if you've heard of the Bernoulli Effect. I've heard of that one, but that's because I'm a scientist. So let's say it together. Bernoulli. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bernoulli. Bernoulli. That was a cool scientist guy who studied all these kinds of things about how air and pressure and all these things can be used to help things fly. And this is what I wanted to show Aladdin, is my idea of how he got his carpet to fly. Maybe with some Bernoulli stuff. And I want to show you guys that. So Bernoulli's principle is very simple. It basically just means if air is moving, then the pressure goes down, which is kind of, it sounds boring and like, what does that have to do with flying? I don't know, but I want to show you guys. So I'm going to make air move. I'm going to make it move with this. Anyone know what this is? It's a leaf blower. Let's see. I'd blow you guys, but it doesn't work. I wish that if you guys were here with me, I'd make all your hair go up. I don't have good hair for this. But this is a leaf blower. It makes air come out of here really, really fast, okay? And I'm going to use this to make something fly, which seems kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. Bear with me. Woo! Microphone's falling over. Chaos ensuing. Okay. This is my magic carpet. Does it look like a magic carpet? No? Okay, you know, we'll get there.
Yeah, it looks like a magic carpet to me. It's rolled up into a ball.
It doesn't work that way, but I'm gonna make it fly with my air and using the Bernoulli effect, okay? So we're gonna do it and then we're gonna talk about it. Let's see if I can do it. Takes a little bit of see that? I lost it halfway through, but I was almost to go completely vertical. I'm gonna keep it off for a second so I can talk. It's pretty loud. But do you guys see how I can make the ball float to midair? It's like a magician, except for it's just science. Try one more time. I turned it on too high and it got a little out of control. That worked. That worked pretty good. Okay, let's talk about why it's doing that. Like I said, the Bernoulli effect has everything to do with air moving and pressure going down. So as the air moves around, it's going to hit the ball, and it's going to go around the ball, and it's going to be moving really fast. And it's going to create a like kind of a pocket of low air pressure, which is enough of a pocket that it can hold it up in the air. It's actually fighting against gravity to do this. And you can try this at home. If you have a really powerful hair dryer and a ping pong ball, you can try it at home, but do that after, because most of the time, it's hard to get working without something good like this. But is this, wait, so this doesn't really look like a magic carpet though, does it? Should we try it on my actual carpet? Okay, I'm here getting some good nods here. Let's try it on my carpet. Let's see. I might not be powerful enough. Let's see, I've got a carpet over here. I can show you the world. Doesn't fly yet. Okay, let's try it with the leaf blower. You can't see it anymore. You guys ready? See if this works. Oh! I knocked my camera closed. Hope you guys can still hear me. Can you guys hear me? Raise your hand.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Wait. Stop. Oh, yeah, the camera's back. Okay. I knocked it closed with the leaf blower. This is what I get for not having a legitimate camera in here. Okay. Ready? Okay, that was boring. That didn't work very good. I need a more powerful leaf blower. Or, what if I got a smaller carpet? And let's see, do I have a small, I've got an idea what I could use for a small carpet. I think you guys all have this at home too. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. This is basically a carpet, right guys? It's like a tiny carpet. Do you think we can make this fly?
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. Okay, let's see. My tiny carpet. Should I go? I can show you. Do, 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 do. I don't have my wife here to be Jasmine. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay, you guys ready? Get a good camera angle. See if I can make my. It flew! And now I made a big mess. That flew a lot quicker than I thought it would actually. But yeah, look at that. Now I gotta clean up this whole big mess. But as you guys can see, okay, so let me raise your hand if you can hear me.
you.
Okay. I keep messing stuff up over here, guys. My microphone's getting unplugged, my screen's getting closed. Man, this is a rough one today. But yeah, so that was kind of how I told Aladdin how I think it worked. Okay, and I think the Rit Pass, you guys have a question over there. Let's see, I'm gonna unmute you guys in a second. Yes, no, maybe?
My daddy's my mom is
No.
Oh, what do you guys raise hands over there? Oh, well. Okay, well, our time is just about up, but I wanted to close and ask you guys to try to do more experiments at home. So there's a lot of fun experiments you can do at home. Like I said, you can do more will it sink or will it float experiments. I guess I still have one here. I have an apple. I didn't do that one. That's all I got though. It floats. But try to go do those at home. And try to, like, maybe if you guys got siblings, you can make guesses and so you can make the best hypotheses. And then another thing you can try at home, like I said, is if you have a ping pong ball and a good hair dryer, you can try to get it to fly. You can try. It works sometimes. But thank you guys so much. I love telling you guys the stories of my friends from Wonderland Elementary School and the ways that even those fairy tale stories, they have some science in them, and we can learn a lot of cool things. And I like learning about hypotheses and making good guesses. But thank you guys all for coming today. If you guys have any other questions, raise your hand and we'll try our best to answer them. It looks like we're still doing some good sink and floats there on the Danielle McGuire side. It's awesome.
I had a question about the use of magnets to make something fly.
Oh, I mean, you probably could. It'd be very hard. If you actually have a super magnet, you can get trains. They actually do this with real trains. They'll have a magnet and they'll get the train to fly over the rails. It never actually touches the rails once it gets going really fast. You have to use some super cooling and some other tricks to do that. But that's probably the closest we've come to flying with magnets. Other than that, magnets are kind of finicky, if you ask me. Yes, maglev trains. The Murphys know stuff. You guys, yeah, you guys are too smart. Yeah. I think the Murphys volunteered to do the next one, by the way, so they're going to be.
Oh, excellent! I'm sure they're actually helping me out with the puppet show. So
okay, they already are doing shows. That's great. Thank you guys so much for coming today. It was nice to talk to you all.
Okay, I do have an evaluation, so the library can know whether our programs are doing what we want them to be doing, and so people can give us some feedback, and we would love to have, if everybody can fill it out really quickly, that'd be great. I'll throw the link into the chat. So actually, let me just type it in here. town of eaton.colorado.gov/library/evaluation.
Cool.
So there you go. So there's a link. If you click on it, it'll just bring it up in a web browser. So it shouldn't close off the meeting. But I wanted to thank Mr. Ben for coming and being here today. Did everybody have a good time? Yeah? Everybody learned something? Yes? Excellent. That's what I like to hear. And I'm sure Mr. Ben does too. So Mr. Ben, thank you for coming. It was an absolute pleasure. And people are welcome to come back, join us. We have a poetry program this afternoon that's going on at 3 o'clock. So third Thursdays at 3 o'clock is poetry. And we'll be talking about a couple of different kinds of poetry, writing some, reading some, having a good time. So thank you, Mr. Ben, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'd love it if you can fill out the evaluation and give me some feedback so that I know what else you guys would like to learn. And Mr. Ben, we will have you back again in the future.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Holly, do you have a minute, out of curiosity?
Bye. I'm leaving. Bye.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, can you see me?
I can.